Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful girl named Rapunzel. But this was no ordinary girl. She was Barbie, a kind-hearted princess with a spirit as bright as her golden hair. Her hair was unlike any other. It was long, flowing, and shimmered like sunlight, reaching all the way to the floor. Barbie's kindness and charm made her beloved by all in the kingdom. One fateful day, however, a jealous sorceress named Gothel noticed Rapunzel's beauty and spirit. Gothel feared that Rapunzel's light would outshine her, so she captured the young princess and locked her away in a hidden tower deep within the dark forest. The tower was tall, surrounded by thick brambles and enchanted spells. Rapunzel was trapped with only the company of her pet dragon, Penelope, and her magical paintbrush. This brush allowed her to create anything she imagined, anything except freedom. Though lonely, Rapunzel refused to let the walls of the tower break her spirit. Every day, she would paint breathtaking scenes of the world she dreamed of exploring. The vast oceans, magnificent mountains, and bustling village markets filled with smiling faces. The walls of her tower became alive with her colorful visions. One day, a handsome prince named Stefan, who was brave and noble, happened to be riding through the forest. His horse strayed off the path, and soon they were near Rapunzel's tower. He looked up and, to his surprise, saw a beautiful girl waving from the very top window. Rapunzel, realizing someone had finally found her, let down her hair. Her golden locks cascaded down, catching the sunlight and sparkling like a golden waterfall. Prince Stefan climbed up her hair to reach the window, and when he finally saw Rapunzel up close, he was amazed by her kindness and beauty. Together, they devised a plan to escape. With the help of Rapunzel's magical paintbrush, they painted a magical staircase right on the wall. The painted staircase shimmered and then sprang to life, creating a safe path down the tower. Penelope, Rapunzel's loyal dragon friend, helped them avoid Gothel's traps as they fled through the forest. Just as they reached the edge of the kingdom, Gothel appeared, furious. She tried to curse Rapunzel to return to the tower, but Rapunzel held her magical brush up high and with a flick, painted a radiant shield of light. The shield deflected Gothel's curse, sending it back to the sorceress and breaking her dark magic forever. Finally free, Rapunzel and Stefan returned to the castle, where Rapunzel was welcomed with open arms. The kingdom celebrated her return with a grand festival, and Rapunzel, with her adventurous spirit, became known as a princess who brought beauty, light, and kindness wherever she went. From that day forward, Rapunzel and Prince Stefan explored the world together, painting dreams into reality and spreading joy throughout the land. And so, Rapunzel, the princess with the magical hair and unbreakable spirit, lived happily ever after, forever inspiring those around her to dream big and be brave. As life in the kingdom returned to its joyful ways, Rapunzel couldn't shake her desire to see and learn more about the world. With Prince Stefan by her side, she felt safe, but she also longed to use her gift and her spirit to bring beauty, light, and hope to those who needed it most. One morning, as Rapunzel was painting a mural in the village, a group of children gathered around her, wide-eyed with amazement. They had never seen such colors, and the stories Rapunzel painted seemed to jump right off the wall. One boy spoke up, "I wish I could paint like that." Inspired, Rapunzel began teaching the children how to paint, encouraging them to express their dreams and ideas. Seeing the joy this brought, Rapunzel and Stefan decided to travel to other villages, spreading art and kindness throughout the kingdom. She started an art school, which quickly became popular, and every village they visited became a little more vibrant. Rapunzel's magical brush didn't just create beautiful paintings, it also brought the villagers closer together, helping them see their own strength and creativity. But the journey wasn't always easy. One day, Rapunzel and Stefan came upon a village struggling after a harsh winter. Crops had withered, and the people felt hopeless. Without hesitation, Rapunzel set to work painting a magnificent garden on a nearby wall, covering it with fruits and flowers. Using her magic brush, she brought a small portion of the painting to life, enough to give the villagers fresh food until their crops could grow again. As she continued her journey, Rapunzel found herself facing new challenges. In a nearby kingdom, there was an enchanted forest haunted by dark shadows, where people were afraid to enter. Curious and determined to help, Rapunzel and Stefan ventured into the woods. Penelope the dragon came with them, lighting their way with her gentle flame. Rapunzel painted symbols of protection along the trees, her magical paint absorbing the light of her pure heart. The darkness lifted, revealing a beautiful grove, and the forest became a place of peace and wonder once again. Word spread of Rapunzel's bravery and compassion, and soon, travelers from distant lands came seeking her advice and friendship. She became known not just as a princess, but as a protector of dreams and a friend to all. Her legend grew, and she realized that her story could inspire others to pursue their own paths, no matter how challenging. Years passed, and Rapunzel continued her adventures, helping others, painting dreams, and building friendships across the lands. She and Stefan eventually ruled the kingdom together with kindness, wisdom, and courage. Rapunzel's art school expanded, becoming a place where all young artists could come to explore their talents and dreams. In her later years, Rapunzel taught her own children to use their creativity, courage, and kindness to help others. And as the kingdom flourished under her loving care, Rapunzel knew that her legacy would live on, not only through her family, but through every child and every dream she had touched with her magical brush. And so, Rapunzel, the artist and adventurer, lived a long, fulfilling life. Years later, Rapunzel and Stefan's kingdom had become renowned far and wide. People journeyed from distant lands, not just to marvel at the kingdom's beauty, but to learn from Rapunzel herself. Her art school had grown into a grand academy of the arts, where students from all backgrounds came to study not only painting but music, dance, storytelling, and other creative arts. One day, a young girl named Liana arrived at the academy. She was quiet and shy, always watching from a distance, and though her artwork was beautiful, she kept it hidden. Rapunzel noticed Liana and encouraged her to express herself freely, assuring her that every piece of art has its own special beauty. Slowly, Liana opened up, revealing her incredible talent for storytelling through painting. Rapunzel's gentle encouragement helped Liana overcome her fears, and soon, her work was inspiring others just as Rapunzel's had. As Rapunzel nurtured students like Liana, her own children grew into their unique gifts as well. Her daughter, Amelia, was particularly drawn to the tales of Rapunzel's adventures and loved exploring the world around her. Though she had inherited her mother's creativity, Amelia longed to find her own path. Inspired by her mother's courage, Amelia decided to travel to distant lands, seeking stories and treasures that had yet to be discovered. Rapunzel supported Amelia's journey, gifting her daughter a journal filled with blank pages. "This is for your own adventures," she told her with a warm smile. "Fill it with everything you see and learn. And remember, wherever you go, the heart is the greatest magic of all." Amelia's travels led her to lands filled with towering mountains, bustling cities, and ancient forests. She documented every detail in her journal, sketching villages, people, and magical creatures that became friends along the way. And just as her mother had once done, Amelia used her talents to bring hope to the people she met. Meanwhile, back in the kingdom, Rapunzel continued her own work. She created a mural in the heart of the village, a grand, sweeping painting that told the story of her life. from her early days in the tower to her adventures with Stefan and the wonders she discovered in the world. The mural reminded everyone that, no matter where you started, you could go on to accomplish amazing things. One night, as Rapunzel finished the final strokes on the mural, she felt a strange sense of calm. It was as though the mural was a reflection not just of her life, but of her journey and everything she'd learned. She realized that the stories of her children, her students, and her people would carry on her spirit long after she was gone. As the years passed, Rapunzel and Stefan grew older together, still as deeply in love as the day they'd first met. Their kingdom thrived, a living testament to their kindness and strength. In time, Amelia returned, bringing with her stories of far-off lands and gifts from each place she'd visited. She'd become a skilled storyteller, sharing tales of adventure that brought joy and wonder to the people of the kingdom. Generations passed, but the legacy of Rapunzel only grew stronger with time. Her kingdom had become a beacon of art, magic, and compassion, a place where people from distant lands came to share their talents, their dreams, and their stories. The mural Rapunzel had painted in the village square had become legendary. Travelers would sit before it for hours, tracing the vivid colors and intricate details, feeling as though they were journeying alongside her in every stroke and shade. Rapunzel's Academy expanded into an entire city of creativity known as the Dreamers' Haven, where artists, musicians, writers, and dreamers lived and worked together. The air was filled with music and laughter, and every corner of Dreamers' Haven was decorated with murals and sculptures that told the stories of the kingdom's heroes, past and present. Amelia, Rapunzel's daughter, continued her mother's legacy, becoming known as a storyteller who could weave magic with words. She traveled to far-off lands, collecting stories and sharing the tales of her mother's courage and compassion. Wherever she went, she told people, "My mother always believed that every heart has a story to tell, and every story has the power to change the world." Her words inspired countless others to follow their dreams, to be brave, and to believe in the beauty of their own hearts. As the years passed, Rapunzel's descendants carried on her work, each adding their own unique gifts to the kingdom. Her great-grandson, Lucas, had inherited Rapunzel's artistic talent and became known for his magical garden designs. With flowers that glowed under moonlight and trees that sang in the wind, his gardens became places of peace and wonder for all who visited. One day, Lucas discovered an ancient, overgrown forest on the edge of the kingdom. Remembering the tales of his great-grandmother's adventures, he decided to restore it. With Penelope, the dragon who had faithfully served Rapunzel and now watched over the family, Lucas began clearing away the thorns and shadows that had crept into the forest over time. As he worked, he found hidden glades, sparkling streams, and ancient stones covered in faded carvings. In the heart of the forest, Lucas discovered a hidden waterfall that seemed untouched by time. Inspired by its beauty, he painted a tribute to Rapunzel on the rocks, a portrait of her holding her magical brush, surrounded by light. He painted her with a smile that seemed to shine with her legendary kindness, her golden hair flowing like the waterfall itself. When he finished, the magic in his brush shimmered and brought the painting to life, illuminating the forest with a gentle glow. The forest became known as Rapunzel's Glade, a place of serenity and inspiration where people would come to reflect, create, and remember the courage that one girl had shown so long ago. As new generations came, the tales of Rapunzel continued to be shared, but each story grew with new layers. People added their own dreams, their own journeys, until Rapunzel's legend became a tapestry woven from countless hearts. The kingdom she'd loved so dearly had become a place where imagination and kindness blossomed in endless forms. And so, in the kingdom Rapunzel had helped shape, her spirit remained forever alive, a reminder that every heart, no matter how small, holds the power to paint the world in light, courage, and love. Over time, the kingdom continued to thrive as Rapunzel's legacy grew beyond what anyone could have imagined. Her story became the heart of countless legends told around fireplaces and in bustling village squares. In the heart of Dreamer's Haven, the academy she had founded transformed into an even grander place, a magical university called the Luminary Academy. This wasn't just a place for artists. It was a haven for inventors, writers, healers, explorers, and anyone who dared to pursue their dreams with a fearless heart. One year, during the annual Festival of Lights, a tradition started to honor Rapunzel's life and legacy. People from every corner of the kingdom gathered to celebrate. The sky was filled with thousands of lanterns, each carrying a wish or a dream. Families, friends, and travelers from afar would write their hopes on the paper lanterns and release them into the night, filling the sky with soft, glowing light. Each lantern was a reminder of the dreams Rapunzel had inspired and the courage she had instilled in others. During this festival, an unusual visitor arrived in the kingdom, a girl named Alara. She was a wanderer with no family or home, carrying only a tattered journal full of sketches and ideas she had gathered in her travels. She had come to Dreamer's Haven hoping to meet the descendants of Rapunzel, whose story had guided her through difficult times. Alara's drawings showed places of beauty and wonder from distant lands, but they also contained designs for new inventions, things she dreamed of building to help others. When she showed these to Lucas, Rapunzel's great-grandson, he recognized the same spark of hope and creativity that had once driven his great-grandmother. Impressed, Lucas invited her to study at the Luminary Academy. Alara's journey wasn't easy, but with encouragement from her new friends, she pushed forward, learning and growing, inspired by Rapunzel's courage. Alara designed an invention that would change the lives of the people in the kingdom, a network of enchanted mirrors that could share stories, art, and news across the land, connecting villages and people like never before. This invention, which she named the Looking Glass, became a way for everyone in the kingdom to share their dreams and support each other from afar. The Looking Glass became a symbol of unity, connecting people through shared stories, memories, and dreams. Travelers would gather around these enchanted mirrors to hear tales of distant places, news of lost loved ones, and even messages from those unable to travel. It was as if Rapunzel's love for storytelling and connecting hearts had taken on a new form, binding the kingdom closer than ever. Decades passed, and Alara eventually became one of the Academy's greatest teachers, helping students discover their own talents and dreams. Under her guidance, Luminary Academy became known not just for art and invention, but as a place where people were taught the values Rapunzel had lived by: courage, compassion, and imagination. Years later, an elder Lucas returned to Rapunzel's glade with his children and grandchildren. He told them stories of their great-great-grandmother, of her kindness, her courage, and her legendary adventures. They sat by the waterfall that bore her image, listening as he recounted the tales passed down through generations, each story glowing with the same warmth as the lanterns during the Festival of Lights. As the years flowed on, Rapunzel's kingdom blossomed beyond the reaches of its own borders. The Luminary Academy grew so renowned that neighboring lands sent their most promising dreamers to study there, creating a diverse community of artists, storytellers, and inventors from all walks of life. New traditions formed around Rapunzel's legacy. Each year, students would set out on a journey of light, a pilgrimage to explore unknown lands, meet new people, and bring back stories, art, and ideas. It was believed that with each journey, the students deepened their understanding of the world and spread Rapunzel's spirit of compassion and creativity even further. One year, a young student named Mika was selected for the Journey of Light. She had always admired Rapunzel's bravery, but she doubted her own. She was quiet and unsure of her own talent, but she had a heart filled with wonder. Before she left, Mika visited Rapunzel's glade, sitting by the waterfall and gazing up at the portrait of the legendary princess. She whispered her fears aloud, hoping for courage. As if in answer, a gentle breeze rustled through the trees, and Mika felt an overwhelming warmth. With a new sense of hope, she set off on her journey, traveling further than any student had before. Mika visited ancient cities, enchanted forests, and distant islands. She sketched everything she saw, but more importantly, she listened to the stories of people she met, to their dreams, and even to their struggles. And as she collected these stories, Mika began to feel the same courage that had once guided Rapunzel. Along the way, Mika encountered a village struggling with a dark, lingering curse. Shadows haunted the people's dreams, sapping their strength and filling them with doubt. Mika remembered stories of how Rapunzel had once lifted the darkness from an enchanted forest, so she decided to try something similar. She painted symbols of hope and light along the village walls and used her brush to bring small sparks of light into the shadows. Though her powers were limited, her heart was strong, and soon the darkness began to lift. When Mika returned from her journey, she brought with her stories and art unlike anything the Academy had ever seen. Her sketches became murals, and her stories became woven into the kingdom's tales. Mika's bravery inspired the people, and they realized that even the quietest voice could shine brightly when it carried kindness and courage. Her journey helped create a new tradition in the kingdom, one of traveling not just for adventure but to learn from others and share hope where it was needed most. Mika's art, along with the stories of countless students who followed her path, transformed the kingdom into a tapestry of shared dreams and experiences. Each mural, sculpture, and invention carried a piece of the hearts and stories of people from around the world. The kingdom became a living testament to unity, where each person's unique journey added a new thread to Rapunzel's endless legacy. Eventually, a grand hall was built within Luminary Academy called the Hall of Stories. It was a magnificent space, with walls covered in murals that depicted the countless adventures and dreams inspired by Rapunzel. In the center of the hall stood a statue of Rapunzel, holding her magical paintbrush, her face forever captured with a gentle, inspiring smile. Above her, words were carved. A light once shared becomes a light that grows.